Welcome to Oh Ring a Bell. Today's review is on Freefall. Freefall came out in 1990 as a part of Series 9, and this was the same year as the celebrated and sophisticated sub-team Sky Patrol. And one thing I'll never understand is why Freefall himself was not in the Sky Patrol. In the very same year that the GI Joe team decided to put together a sub-team that was a group of elite paratroopers, they decided to add another guy, also a specialist paratrooper, but not put him in the sub-team. Anyway, one thing about toy companies is not to try and understand them, but rather just enjoy the toys. So what this does mean is that Freefall was issued without the bulky, oversized working parachute, and instead came with a more subdued look, kind of like the older paratroopers such as Airborne and Ripcord or Crazy Legs. And I like the parachute. You can see it's got the pilot chute mounted on the outside of the main chute, and it's got oxygen tanks, which implies he's doing some very high altitude jumps, probably a halo jumper. The tanks are connected to his black air mask via a hose, and the air mask is mounted on his green helmet. And I think they both look good, you know, they both have a bit of texture, and the helmet has got goggles or a mask, and they actually remind me a little bit of Ripcord as well. Freefall comes with an assault rifle, which looks cool, but it's a bit strange. It's got these two magazines, which are different sizes, presumably one for big bullets and one for little bullets, and I haven't seen any real guns with this feature. But what I have seen is a lot of these Freefall guns with the large magazine broken off. So it's either a weak point or perhaps there was a dodgy run of the guns with brittle plastic, I don't know. Looking at the sculpt, I think Freefall has a nice level of detail. You can see his full harness on his chest and back. It wraps around his legs. It even seems to have a little bit going around his arms. I don't think that's a functional part of the harness. It's probably just a bit of detail they wanted to add. He has knee-high boots with armour mesh on the front, and these extend up to his knees to become knee pads. And the same mesh detail is visible on the back of his gloves, which I think is cool. On the front of his chest you can also see details such as his ripcord. He's got a small holster. He's got some pouches there, which are probably for more magazines. He's got some small items, which look like they could be grenades or even just smoke bombs. On his right leg there are some flares, and above the left knee is a map or a pad of some sort, similar to what you see on a lot of the other paratroopers and pilots. I think Freefall's paint job is good. It's always nice to see another Joe in camo, which was starting to get rare late in the 80s and early 90s. I find it a little disappointing that they didn't highlight a few more of the details with paint apps. He really only has two apps. He's got the green camo and the grey harness, which is the same grey on his boots and his gloves. There is a yellow app on his undershirt, which just seems a little out of place to me, and I think if he had maybe a few silver apps just on his flares or something like that. His ripcord, highlighted on his ripcord would have been awesome. I particularly think they could have put a map or something on his knee. It would have been great to see a paint app on there. Overall, I think Freefall's a great figure. He's highly motivated, he has unparalleled technical skills, he's got boundless energy, he's determined, he aced Ranger School, and he's even got a Master's in Eastern Philosophy. And if he wasn't so up himself, he might have just earned a spot in the Sky Patrol. Thanks for watching.